Hello, class. In this lecture video, I will be discussing Unit 6, and that is about genetics and livestock improvement. Basically, this is very important. This unit is very important because we talk about the basic principles of genetics, and genetics is the foundation or framework of livestock improvement. That means we need to know the principles, the concepts in order for us to improve our livestock and poultry, yung mga hayop natin. So let's start with, or let's proceed with the desired learning outcomes. So basically, by the end of the unit, you should be able to explain the role of genes and the mechanics of inheritance in determining animal productivity at both the individual and population levels. Number 2 is discuss the principles, objectives, and methods of animal breeding. And finally, you should be able to differentiate inbreeding and outbreeding in terms of their applications, advantages, and implications for genetic improvement in livestock. So ito yung tatlong topics na i-discuss natin for Unit 6. We have genes, inheritance, and population genetics, principles and methods of animal breeding, and finally, we will transition to mating system. So let's start first with the basic concepts. No, we have here gene. So gene is the basic unit of heredity or inheritance. So before we discuss kung ano ba yung gene, i-mention muna natin, i-highlight natin ano ba yung heredity or inheritance. Heredity is the transmission of traits from parent to offspring. Paano na ipapasa or ano yung process para mapasa ang traits or characteristics from parent to anak. Yun yung heredity or inheritance. And yung basic unit or simplest unit for that process is gene. Ano yung gene, saan ito makikita, ano yung function niya. So i-recall natin yung itong animal cell. You learned this in Unit 2 or even in your basic biology. You learned about the cell. And the cell has three main parts. The cell membrane, ito siya, yung pinaka-outer. Cell membrane, the cytoplasm, and the nucleus. And then i-zoom natin itong nucleus. It looks like this. The nucleus has nuclear pores, nuclear envelope, or nuclear membrane, the nucleus, and itong thread-like structures na chromatin. So itong chromatin, siya actually yung chromosome. Pag na-decondense, nagiging chromosome. Or pag na-condense rather, siya yung chromosome. And we have here another illustration showing you that inside the nucleus ay meron kang makikitang X-like structure. Ganito yung itsura. So ito siya, ito yung X-like structure, ito yung mga chromatin na sinasabi. Okay, kapag sinom mo, if binview mo under the microscope, and kapag active sila na nagde-divide yung cell, X yung makikita mo structure. Ito yung chromosome. Now, ano yung chromosome? Siya yung nagkikerry or doon matatagpuan ang tinatawag natin na gene, yung chromosome. Now, the chromosome, if you relax or if you stretch yung chromosome, ang nagiging itsura niyan ay itong long DNA molecule. It's the DNA. So DNA equals the chromosome. Pag in-stretch mo yung chromosome, that's your DNA. And sabi dito, gene is the segment of DNA coding for a protein. So bawat segment ng DNA, that is referred to a gene. That can be labeled as gene A. And then sabihin natin may another segment dito, that's your gene B. And then sabihin natin meron another segment here, gene C, and so on and so forth. So maraming pwedeng makitang gene sa DNA, sa long strand of DNA, or in other words, dito sa chromosome na ito, maraming genes ang located dyan. Maraming genes ang nag-code for a protein or for a trait. So ano yung function ng gene? Siya yung nag-i-influence sa trait na i-express ng hayop. That trait could be coat color, milk yield, weight, birth weight, live weight, weaning weight, litter size, etc. So, ganon ka-importante ang gene. Ito na-mention na natin earlier, inheritance or heredity. That's the transmission of traits from parent to offspring. So, meron kang, so we have here the father, from mother. And then, of course, during fertilization, when the egg and sperm unite, you form a zygote. So the zygote becomes the offspring. And this offspring now has combination of the alleles or of the genes coming from the father and coming from the mother. Okay. Next, population genetics. So na-mention natin kanina that genetics is the foundation of livestock improvement. But before we move to that, i-define muna natin formally ano ba yung genetics. Genetics is the branch of science that deals with the science of heredity and variation. Heredity and variation. Ngayon, ang genetics may iba-ibang branches. And isa doon ang population genetics. So population genetics focuses on gene frequencies in a group pertaining to population of animals. So hindi lang siya iisang hayop. Paano daw napapasa ang traits from population 1 or from parent population to population 2 or to the offspring population. Yun yung focus ng population genetics. Transmission of traits from parent or population 1 to offspring or population 2. Okay. So bakit sinabi niya dito focus on gene frequency? Kasi nga yung gene nagko-code for a particular trait or it influences a particular trait. So when we talk of gene frequency, we usually use the lowercase f to code for that. Di ba sabi natin, gene can be coded as gene A, gene B, gene C, gene D, gene E, and so on. Any letter of the alphabet. So pag kailangan mong malaman how common or how frequent a gene is in the population, you usually write this. So this is read as the frequency of gene A. And halimbawa, gene A codes for coat color, which could be black or white. By the way, ang gene I may iba-ibang form or versions. So ang gene A could be capital A or letter A. Pwede ang capital letter A sa yung, kapag halimbawa yung hayop na yon ay meron siyang kopya ng capital A, ang i-express niya na kulay ay black. Kapag naman ang hayop ay puro recessive A or puro lowercase a ang meron siya na gene, ang i-express ng hayop na kulay ay white. So yun yung tinatawag nating alternative version of a gene. So isusulat lang natin, allele ang tawag sa alternative version of a gene. Alternative version or alternative form. And the version could be capital or lowercase. And sometimes references code or recognize capital A as the dominant allele, dominant, and recessive naman yung lowercase. Kaya na-mention ko kanina, frequency of the recessive, frequency of the dominant. So kumbaga, ang focus ng population genetics is, kung coat color ang pinag-uusapan natin, gaano karami ang capital letter A and lowercase a dito sa population 1 or sa parent population. And then if you allow breeding or mating to happen dito sa population 1, then nagkaroon ng offspring, ito na sila sa population 2, gaano naman nakarami ang capital A or ang dominant A sa population 2 and gaano karami ang recessive A sa population 2. Yun yung focus or tinitingnan ng population genetics. Bakit niya tinitingnan yun? Kasi kailangan niyang malaman kung nag-increase ba yung black or nag-decrease ba yung black after one generation or noong nag-produce ng offspring yung nasa population 1. Kasi kung merong increase or decrease, ibig sabihin may improvement sa population. Kasi nga, if we go back to our first slide, genetics is the foundation of livestock improvement. We are after improvement. Pero bago natin ma-improve ang ating mga hayop, we have to understand the basic concepts. And ito siya. Ito yung tinatawag nating basic concepts. Next, mechanics of inheritance naman tayo. Ano yung dalawang laws that govern yung heredity or transmission of traits. So meron tayong dalawang laws dito, law of segregation and law of independent assortment. By the way, itong law na to ay laws, tinatawag natin laws of Mendel. Sino si Mendel? Gregor Mendel. Gregor Mendel is the father of genetics. So the father of genetics, siya yung nag-conduct ng experiment, scientific experiment, para mapatunayan or paano ma-prove yung processes behind heredity or transmission of traits, paano na ipapasa ang traits from parent to offspring. Si Gregor Mendel yun. Kaya siya hinirang or na-recognize as father of genetics, Gregor Mendel. So once again, these are the laws of Mendel. We have law of segregation and law of independent assortment. Ang idea here is that bawat individual or bawat hayop ay may dalawang kopya ng alleles for a particular gene. Suppose, meron tayong gene A, and sabi, ang gene A could be may dalawang forms, correct? The capital A at saka lowercase a. Capital A, the dominant A, and the recessive A, the lowercase a. Okay, the dominant and the recessive alleles. Ngayon, sinabi ko kanina na capital A, pwedeng ang i-code niya ay black, yung isa naman ay white. O code color ang trait natin, ha. Ngayon, itong two alleles na to, ay yung individual ay may dalawang kopya ng alleles. Ibig sabihin, ano yung mga possible kaya na ma-produce na combination with these alleles? So, pwedeng parehong capital, capital at saka lowercase, or pwede ring parehong lowercase. Yan yung sinasabi has two alleles for each gene. So, kailangan niya na in pair, naka-pair siya para ma-express ang black or ma-express ang white. Next, ngayon, during gamete formation or the production of sperm or egg, magse-separate. So during formation of sperm or during formation of egg cells, magse-separate ngayon itong alleles na yan, magse-separate sila. Magse-separate. So that itong sperm na yan, either ang kinakari ay capital A or capital A for this, and then pwede rin or capital A and or letter A. Kasi pag sinabi natin, pag pinaghiwalay mo yan, one sperm will carry the capital and one sperm will carry the lowercase. Ito naman, lahat ng sperm will carry the lowercase a kasi pareho naman na lowercase a ang kinakarry ng individual na yan. Yun ang concept ng law of segregation. Maghihiwalay daw yung mga alleles kapag na-form na yung sperm or egg. So that kada sperm or kada egg ay isang letra lang ang kinakarry, ang bitbit. So it's the law of segregation that explains why yung anak or offspring inherits one allele from each parent. Nakuha. Next, doon naman tayo sa law of independent assortment. Yung law of independent assortment is alleles of different genes. So speaking of different genes, yung example ko kanina dito ay letter A lang. Dito kasi sa law of independent assortment ay pwedeng may gene A at saka gene B. So we usually write this as pwedeng, di ba, ang A kanina ay pwedeng ganyan, ganito, or ganon. Sabi naman, pwede rin ganon, ganyan. Now, when we combine that, pwede ang ma-produce ay ganon. Maraming pwedeng combinations and so on and so forth. Pwede rin ganyan. So, maraming pwedeng ma-produce with two different genes. And ang sinasabi ng law of independent assortment is, ang separation daw or ang paghiwalay ng alleles for gene A, gene pair A at gene pair B ay independent. Meaning to say, yung paghihiwalay ng alleles for gene A does not influence the separation of alleles for gene B. Ganon din dito, the separation of alleles here does not influence the separation of alleles for gene B. So that, if they separate, magsiseparate yung mga yan, the individual or the anak will get, or the gamete will get ganyan, 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 and so on and so forth. Duwan, dalawang alleles na ang kinikerry. 2 alleles will now be carried by the gamete, the sperm, or the egg cell. Dito sa kanina, it's either capital A or lowercase lang. Nakuha. So yun yung difference ng law of segregation at law of independent assortment. So ito, 1 gene pair separation. Ito naman, 2 gene pairs ang pinag-uusapan natin. Okay. Yun yung simple difference nila. Next, we proceed to the principles and methods of animal breeding. So, tapos na tayo sa basic concepts of genetics. Ngayon naman, application. So, animal breeding is just the application of animal genetics principles to improve the genetic composition of farm livestock. That is why nauunang nakukuha or na-enroll ang genetics bago kayo mag-animal breeding. Kasi kailangan mo maintindihan ang basic concepts, basic principles ng genetics para maintindihan mo yung animal breeding. Kasi ang purpose ng animal breeding is improvement in the performance of the animals, particularly the genetic composition of farm animals. Yun yung focus natin. Okay? So ang improvement could be in the form of improvement of meat traits, milk traits, economic traits, eggs, growth, fertility. So itong mga traits na nito, kaya sa sinabi na economic traits ay dahil kapag in-improve mo sila, directly mag-i-improve din ang profit. Economic pertains to your profit. Next, increased efficiency. That could be in terms of FCR. FCR stands for feed conversion ratio. Gaano kagaling mag-convert ng feeds ang isang hayop into karne, into milk, or into gatas, or into eggs. Yun ang FCR. Gaano siya kagaling mag-convert. Ang survivability naman, of course, that's the ability or kakayahan ng hayop para mag-survive or mag-survive sa isang certain environment. And then heat tolerance naman, that's of course, ang tanong is mag-survive ba or kaya bang mag-thrive ng isang hayop sa warm environments or hot environments. And then produce adaptable or profitable livestock. And then lastly is to align with market and farmer needs. So make sure natin sa animal breeding na mga in-improve natin na hayop or mga in-improve natin na traits, yun yung gusto ng market or yun yung gusto ng ating mga consumers. And syempre, ganun na rin sa farmers because the farmers are the ones who will be managing or taking care of the animals. Next, principles of animal breeding. Ito yung mga very important terminologies na may encounter natin pag pinag-uusapan natin ang animal breeding. Unang-una is variation. Variation is kailangan may differences ka na na-observe sa population. Suppose this is your farm and then meron kang maraming hayop. Dapat sa mga hayop mo, meron kang nakikitang differences. Differences. Bakit importante ang differences? Differences in the performance. Pag sinabing differences in the performance, suppose animal 1 weighs 15 kilograms, animal 2 weighs 13 kilograms, animal 3 weighs 14 kilograms, animal 4 weighs 10 kilograms, and so on and so forth. Ito may differences. Pero kung there are no differences, all of them weigh the same. Pare-pareho sila ng performance. Ang gusto natin sa animal breeding, there should be variation. Kasi kung walang variation, hindi ka makakapili, di ba? Dito makakapili ka. Mapipili mo yung 15 kilograms. When we select animals, we have to choose the best, better performing animals. Ayaw natin piliin ng 10. Okay? Mas gusto natin piliin ng 15 kilograms because we can assume that in the offspring population, kapag mga anak itong mga hayop na to, yung mga pinili natin na better performing animals, ay mas maganda din yung performance ng kanilang offspring. Okay? Yun yung importance ng variation para makapili tayo. Now, if there is no variation, halimbawa pare-pareho silang 10 kilograms ang performance. Hindi naman din pwede na yung lahat ng hayop mo ay gawin mo na breeder animals. Kasi kung ganon, walang improvement sa offspring population. Hindi mag-i-improve yung kanilang next generation. So once again, variation, ang kailangan natin ay differences para tayo ay makapili ng breeder animals or parents. Next, heritability naman. Ang heritability is very important kasi it shows you ano yung portion of observable differences ang dahil sa genetics. Di ba na-mention ko kanina yung mga differences na yan? Differences. Yun daw bang nakikita nating differences or pagkakaiba-iba dito sa population or dito sa performance ng mga hayop natin sa population, may dalawang dahilan kasi kung bakit may differences. Pwedeng sa genetics or pwedeng sa management mo or sa environment ng iyong mga hayop. We want to measure heritability. Kailangan nating malaman kung gaano kalaki ang hatak or influence ng genetics sa pag-produce ng differences or variation sa population. Kasi kung alam natin na mas malaki ang hatak ng genetics sa pag-produce ng differences na yan, mataas ang heritability na makakompute natin. Proportion yon. So ibig sabihin, heritability is a fraction or a percentage or pwede rin siya in decimal. So ibig sabihin, kapag na-compute natin ay 0.8 na heritability or 80%, ang ibig sabihin yan is 80% nung nakikita nating differences sa performance ng ating mga hayop ay dahil sa genetics. Kung ganon, kung mataas ang heritability, mataas ang hatak ng genetics, mas mabilis siyang ma-improve. Mas mabilis nating ma-target or ma-achieve yung goal ng animal breeding. Yun yung purpose ng heritability. Proportion of observable differences that is due to additive genetic effects. Next, selection. Tapos na natin yung selection. Sunod naman is genetic progress. Ang genetic progress, yun lang yung measure ng amount of improvement from generation to generation. Suppose you have population 1 or generation 1, and then nanganak itong population 1 or generation 1, syempre tawag natin population 2 or generation 2, manganak ulit, and so on and so forth, etc. So dapat daw, kung halimbawa ang performance or ang average weight ng mga nandito, 15 kilograms, dapat sa offspring or sa next generation ay greater than 15. So pwedeng 16 kilograms. And then, pumili ka ulit ng mga hayop mo na ma-breeder animals mo, population 3 or the generation 3, mag-i-improve. Ito yung tinatawag nating genetic progress. Genetic progress can only be achieved if we choose the best parents, no? Pero kung halimbawa, walang variation sa population, hindi ka pumili, you just allowed yung mga hayop po na maging parents, lahat ng mga yan, then allow them to become parents, produce ng population 2 ng offspring, same na 15 kilograms lang din ang performance ng kanilang anak. And all throughout sa succeeding generation. So kaya, para ma-achieve itong genetic progress na yan, variation is very important in the population. Next, types of records used in selection. So napag-usapan natin ang selection sa earlier slide. Ang basis natin sa pagpili ng better performing hayop is their records. When we talk of records, we are referring to their performance records nila. Like for example, gusto mong i-improve yung birth weight ng mga biik mo, kailangan may record ka ng birth weight. Hindi yung titingnan mo lang yung bilang ng biik or tatantiyahin mo lang yung body size, yung body condition ng hayop mo, hindi siya ganun. Kung ano yung trait na gusto mong improve, dapat merong kang record ng trait na yon. And records can be in many forms. Pwedeng individual record or record ng sariling performance ng hayop na yon na pinagpipilian mo. Or pwede ring family records or record of family members. And family members could be ancestors, offspring, or siblings. Kapag ang ginamit mong records ay record ng ancestors or yung grandparents, parents, great-grandparents, etc., ang tawag dyan ay pedigree record. Kung naman ang ginamit mo na record para pumili ng breeder animals mo ay record ng anak, you call that progeny record. And kapag naman ang ginamit mo na record para pumili ng breeder animals ay record ng kapatid or ng siblings, whether it's half-sib or full-sib, you call that sibling record. So ang half-sibs ay pareho sila ng either nanay or tatay. Ito naman, pareho sila ng mother and father. Ito, iisa lang ang common parent nila. Could be pareho sila ng father or pareho ng mother. Yan. So, every type of record ay may katumbas na selection method. So, kung ang ginamit mo ay individual record, ang tawag dyan ay individual selection or performance testing. Kapag naman ang ginamit mo na record ay family, tawag sa selection method na yun ay family selection. Kung naman ang ginamit mo specifically ay record ng ancestors, ang tawag doon ay pedigree selection. And so on and so forth. So ganun lang siya, mabilis lang siyang i-memorize kasi. So ito ang type of record na ginamit mo and ang tawag sa selection method na yon ay ganyan din. Okay, so I hope you understood itong slide na to. And then, we transition to mating systems. Nakapili na tayo ng ating mga better performing animals. The next step now is to pair yung ating mga hayop. Halimbawa, ang pinili natin ay meron tayong dalawang bull. Bull A and bull B. Tapos, pumili tayo ng we selected cows 1 to 30. Kumbaga, ang tanong is, sino ang i-pair mo or i-mate mo with bull A? Is it cow 5? Is it cow 6? Is it cow 10? Is it cow 12? Etc. And sa bull B naman, sino ang cow na i-pair mo? Yun ang mating system. Ang goal in mating animals or pairing animals is to improve desirable traits. Dapat yung pairing na pinili mo will produce the highest improvement, highest performance in the offspring. Okay? Next, to improve also or manage genetic variation, dapat hindi magkamag-anak yung pinagpe-pair mo. So make sure then when you are pairing animals, make sure na bull A ay hindi kapatid ni cow 6. Or make sure na bull B ay hindi kapatid ni cow 30. Even if maganda ang performance ng bull B, maganda ang performance ng cow 30, if they are sisters or siblings, then do not pair them. Kasi nga, maapektuhan ang genetic variation. And ayaw natin yon. Next, maintain or modify breed characteristics. And lastly is to enhance productivity and adaptability ng ating mga hayop. There are two general types of mating systems. We have inbreeding and outbreeding. Inbreeding is yung mga magkakamag-anak. Outbreeding is hindi magkakamag-anak. Let's compare the two. Inbreeding, ito yung mga characteristics. Ang result is uniform yung population na mapoproduce. And it leads to gene fixation. Ibig sabihin ng gene fixation is, halimbawa, meron kang 36% na capital A and 64% na lowercase a sa generation 1. Kapag continuous ka na nag-i-inbreeding, ibig sabihin daw nun, halimbawa, ang target mo na trait is to increase itong lowercase a. Ang mangyayari is magdi-decrease ang lowercase a, ay ang capital A, and then magi-increase yung lowercase a to the point that puro letter A or puro recessive A na lang or lowercase a na lang ang natitira, meaning mafi-fix. Puro A or lowercase a is fixed. Ibig sabihin, magiging 100 ang lowercase a and 0 na lang yung capital letter A if you perform inbreeding. Ibig sabihin, uniform, pare-pareho na sila ng performance or ng phenotype. Next, ang advantage, it maintains pure lines kasi puro na lowercase a. So kung halimbawa ito ay nagko-code ng white coat color, puro white ang mapoproduce na offspring. And then risk naman, unfortunately, ang disadvantage kapag continuous ka na nagpo-perform ng inbreeding sa population, magkakaroon ng tinatawag na inbreeding depression. Ang inbreeding depression is yung decrease or reduction in the performance. Reduction in the performance of the offspring or of the next generation. Especially if ang ginamit mo na inbreeding ay very close relatives like father and father and daughter mating, and mother-son mating, or brother-sister mating. Next, another common use, seed stock. Ginagamit natin ang inbreeding if you want to produce yung mga purebreds natin at saka yung mga seed stocks natin. O yung mga foundation population natin. Inbreeding yon. Next naman is outbreeding. Ang outbreeding, that's the opposite. Kung meron kang uniformity sa inbreeding, meron ka namang hybrid vigor sa outbreeding. Hybrid vigor or heterosis ay siya yung opposite ng inbreeding depression. Kung ang inbreeding depression ay reduction in the performance of offspring, ang hybrid vigor ay improvement or superiority. Superiority of the performance of the anak or of the offspring if you compare it to either parent. Once again, that's hybrid vigor or heterosis. Yun ang maganda sa outbreeding. Kapag nag-cross ka ng magkaibang breed or nag-mate ka ng dalawang magkaibang breed, automatic maganda ang performance ng anak. Yan, maganda ang performance, na-improve ang growth, na-improve ang fertility, and even the survivability of the animal. But unfortunately, meron din siyang disadvantage kasi mawawala ang breed purity. Kasi nga, dalawang magkaibang breed or dalawang magkaibang hindi magkamag-anak ang pinag-cross mo. Yan, loss of breed purity. Pero, ginagamit natin ang outbreeding sa common commercial breeding systems or yung purpose ay pambenta yung anak. So, basically, ginagamit natin ang outbreeding system kapag yung anak na hayop or yung anak or yung offspring ay ibebenta mo or for slaughter siya. Hindi mo siya gagamitin as parent animal. Yung sa inbreeding kasi is gusto mong gamitin yung anak as parent ulit. Kasi nga, ginagamit mo purebred or seed stock. Next, ito yung subtypes of the two general mating systems. So mating system can also be called as breeding system. It's the strategy of deciding which males and females breed together. So inbreeding, related animals, and the outbreeding, unrelated or pwedeng distantly, malayo, sobrang malayo magkakamag-anak na. So inbreeding, line breeding, and close breeding. Sa line breeding, mating of less closely related animals. Ang example nito is cousin to cousin mating. Yan, cousin to cousin mating. Ang close breeding, ito yung malala. Severe form. Severe form. Ang line breeding is milder form of inbreeding. Severe kasi it's already mating between father and daughter mating. Another, mother to son. And then brother, sister mating. That is close breeding and this is not advisable. Not advisable because it's severe. Not advisable because it leads to inbreeding depression or the reduction in the performance of the offspring. Next, proceed tayo sa outbreeding. May tatlong klase, outcrossing, line crossing, and crossbreeding. Ang outcrossing is crossing or mating individuals within a breed. Ibig sabihin, pareho sila ng breed. Example, Landrace boar crossed with Landrace sow. Pareho sila ng breed, parehong Landrace, pero hindi sila magkamag-anak. Another, pwede rin native bull crossed with native cow. Pareho silang Philippine native na breed, pero hindi sila magkamag-anak. Yun ang example ng outcrossing. Sa line crossing naman is from the term line crossing, kinocross mo ang dalawang hayop from two different inbred lines. So itong inbred lines ay product ng line breeding. Okay? So product ng line breeding, hindi sila magkamag-anak na kapag pinag-cross mo. So halimbawa, line A crossed with line B. So itong line A na to, product siya ng line breeding. Itong line B, product din ng line breeding. Pero hindi sila magkamag-anak. Kasi nga, pinag-cross mo. And then, lastly, crossbreeding. From the term crossbreeding, pinagkukross mo ang magkaibang breeds. So, basic example, Duroc boar crossed with landrace sow. Hindi sila pareho ng breed. Yung isa Duroc, yung isa landrace. Yan yung crossbreeding. And then we have another related term here, pure breeding. Ang pure breeding ay ginagamit natin. We use this not as a mating system, but when we want to produce purebreds. So ginagamit natin ang pure breeding if we want to produce purebreds. And ang ginagamit natin na hayop ay mga purong hayop talaga, walang halo. Ito yung mga elite na hayop. Ito yung mga mamahaling hayop. Pag gusto mong i-maintain yung breed, you perform pure breeding. You might be asking na, pareho naman sila ng outcrossing. Ang outcrossing kasi is within a breed. Ibig sabihin, pareho sila ng breed. Pero not necessarily puro. Not necessarily purebred yung hayop. Okay? Yung outcrossing, typical na nakikita natin sa backyard. Halimbawa, meron kang native na pig, then pinabreed mo sa isang native na pig, and yung native na pig na yon, not necessarily pure native pig. Ang characteristics lang niya ay native pig, pero hindi siya purong native. Or pwede rin na yung ikaw merong landrace na sow, and then yung kapitbahay mo may landrace na boar, pareho silang landrace, but they are not necessarily purebred. Yun yung outcrossing. Ito naman sa pure breeding, talagang ang ginagamit na hayop or parent animals ay puro. May papel sila, may certification sila na itong mga hayop na to ay purebred animals. So yun yung discussion for Unit 6. That's for genetics and livestock improvement. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you learned something.